my video thing. So in the last video, what the heck is art part one? I talked a little bit about how to see a sort of bigger and stranger world and how we can do that by sort of trying to do our best to hold opposites in our mind, to hold contradictory thoughts in our mind, which is kind of a kind of faith to look at the world that way, to look at the world in such a way that it's not just black and white, but it's bigger and stranger than that. It's uh, it's more complicated than we can imagine, and that there are things going on that are deeper, that are behind the scenes, that are behind our thoughts and behind what we see and perceive, that kind of connect everything together. And to look out at the world and to kind of hold all of these opposing and contradictory thoughts in our mind is one of the things that's going to help us to see a bigger and stranger world and become better artists. In today's video, I want to talk a little bit about the second aspect of answering the question, what the heck is art? And that is also sort of along the lines of trying to see a bigger and stranger world, but it has to do with the process and how that process of art is a form of dying to ourselves in an effort to see a bigger and stranger world. You kind of have to escape from yourself a little bit. You kind of have to disappear and have a sort of out of body experience, because what you're trying to tap into is what it means to be a human in a different way than you've ever experienced it before, in a larger way than you've ever experienced before. And I think to be a great artist, to create the best art that you can, you really have to tap into that. You have to let yourself go, let your ego go, let your personality sit on the shelf for a little while, and just try to inhabit someone else's world, someone else's mind, someone else's heart. And not just that, but what does it mean to be human, to tap into some sort of like collective unconscious and to just kind of try to, disappear into a dream world that where you're connected in some way to everyone. So I guess maybe that's a little bit too abstract to be all that helpful, but I guess think about it this way. Your process should kind of take you out of yourself and help you to see the world in a little bit bigger way, to ask bigger questions, to ask better questions, to ask different questions than you've ever asked before, and to try to see those questions from perspectives that you've never had before. Let's say politics, for example. Research how, if let's say you're a Republican, how would a Democrat answer this question? What questions are Democrats answering? What questions are libertarians asking? Or let's take, anything. Try to look at it from someone else's perspective, a perspective that you don't understand, a perspective that you disagree with, to create truly great art, or the best art that you can. This is an important step. You have to get out of yourself, you have to get out of your own headspace, and you have to inhabit a bigger world. All right, so I hope that was helpful. I just one last thing I wanted to say about that. I think you can see the evidence of this kind of work in the end product, in the art that people are creating. One of the things that I like to do is I like to read in literary journals, because I'm often trying to publish, and I'd like to see what's going on with people who are further along in their literary career than I am, and just kind of see what they're doing and try to learn from them. And there is a lot of great stuff. There's no doubt about it. But you also see a lot of stuff that I think is lacking in this particular thing that I'm talking about today. They're lacking in this process. They're lacking in that dying to self. You can see in that end product that they are writing to feed an ego. They are writing to get respect. They are writing to get published. And I think you can see the evidence of it in the fact that you don't see yourself. It doesn't open up the world. It doesn't make the world seem bigger and stranger. It doesn't open your mind. It doesn't unlock something inside of you. After you experience art of some kind, whether it's writing or painting or sculpting or whatever, a song, a play, a movie, anything, if you're left feeling like, oh, that was clever, or oh, that was smart, or that was nice, that means that you've just experienced good art. And this is my opinion, and not great art. You should, if once you experience great art, you shouldn't be thinking about the artist. You should be thinking about yourself. You should be seeing the world in a new way. You should be rethinking what it means to be you. You should be rediscovering your place in the world. But you can see it when you read something where somebody has truly done this process of dying to self. I think of J.D. Salinger as the person that I my go-to. He's probably my favorite writer, and when you read his work, it's like, man, there's me. And I think the reason for that is because he has done this legwork. He has done this process, and he has just kind of vanished inside of the work that he's created. All right, that's it for today. I hope you have a great day, and we'll pick up again with What the Heck is Art Part 3, and hopefully we'll finish up this series on What the Heck is Art. See ya.